What is temporality from an anthropological perspective? In anthropology, we use the term temporality when we're talking about the way human beings experience time. Temporality allows us to think about how time is, what it feels like, and how it exists in our lives. Although time can be considered as the objective linear movement and change of existence from past to present and then future, temporality speaks to the subjective experience of time and the relationship that humans have with time as a social construct. The subjective notion of experiencing time and how these experiences shape everyday life is an important concept in anthropology. For example, people in various social cultural contexts have different ways of conceptualizing the relationship between past, present, and future. Here, temporality is relevant when seeking to understand how people interpret their lives differently and the ways in which time is handled in various social cultural contexts. Temporality is also crucial in anthropology's own self-understanding, especially the need for anthropologists to avoid freezing the people they study in an ethnographic present. By critically engaging with how the past plays a vital role in shaping the ways that the present is lived, we seek to understand the diversity of human life. Therefore, we must engage with how past contexts render current conditions. Temporality is embedded in laws, regulation, and politics and reflects the mechanisms and ethics that structure social life. This is relevant, especially when we're looking at, for example, migratory mobility, which can be shaped by various social, historical, economical, and political conditions, but also by intergenerational narratives and transmitted knowledges about migration that mediate and negotiate belonging to a specific place over time. These transmitted knowledges can affect decision to, for example, return to one's place of origin. Time here is a concept of agency, since the temporal experience within socio-historical contexts is constantly modified and negotiated. Temporality plays an important role in both imagining and representing the mobility of migrants today. In understanding diversity as a continuous process of sociocultural interaction and relation between people and places, time and space have to be thought together. In doing so, we can analyze migrants' memories, their nostalgia, the upkeep of their social networks to their homelands and other diasporic localities across and beyond real and imagined borders. Time is also relevant in understanding the biographical accounts of their migratory experiences. To anthropologize time, we need to provide a synthetic theorizing of temporality together with a rich empirical analysis through concrete ethnographic accounts. In focusing on time as a mode of being in the world, we can go beyond the common descriptions and considerations of what migrants do or how they live in their respective host countries. For example, virtual connections via social media and instant messengers to family and kin left behind can strengthen the relationship with the homeland over time, while highly anticipated travels back to the homeland can become a tedious process of re-experiencing a real-life space that seems estranged and that was remembered or imagined differently. The significance of temporality in the context of migration has been problematized in migrants' experience of waiting, being in limbo, or having life put on hold during bureaucratic processes of admission, recognition of status, or integration. Focusing on these processual moments can add more nuances to the palette of our scientific spectrum. In that sense, anthropological studies are able to shift the temporal orientation forward to explore the ways how humans imagine their futures, and then incorporate these imaginings into the scientific debate of relevant and contextual future experiences and designs. Shifting the temporal lens forward, anthropology becomes about what is possible, and the field of study becomes the human imagination.